Hi, good evening. My name is Deirdre, and I wanted to give you a little bit of background on myself and what it is that I'm trying to do right now with my life. I was born here in New Jersey. I grew up here, but when I was 18, I moved to California, where I stayed for 18 years. I had met my husband, I had had my four kids, my stepson was there, um, and we had a fabulous life in California. But my dad got ill, and I wanted my kids to get to know my father. So we moved back to New Jersey. Um, my kids went right into school. My stepson stayed in California. That was in 2004. In 2007, my stepson came back to live with us here in New Jersey because he had gotten into some trouble in California. And he stayed for 6 months, and then he decided that he wanted to get his girlfriend back, whom he had lost due to poor choices. So he moved to Texas to live with his grandmother so he could work and save money to get back to California. It was at this time that he passed away. He had a construction accident, and he unfortunately is no longer with us. This was a turning point in my life. The grief was so palpable. I didn't know what to do with myself. So basically, I drank. I didn't take care of my other kids, and for a year and a half, I just was in the bottle. And after a year and a half, I decided that that was enough. Enough was enough. I had to start taking care of my kids, start taking care of myself. So I decided to get sober. For a year, I went to a 12-step program where I got help. And after about a year, I figured, okay, I'm good now. So I decided it would be a good idea to get a job at a bar as a waitress. Turns out this was not such a great idea. I got back into drinking, and would be 10 years before I got sober. And in those 10 years, a lot of things would happen. But let's fast forward to the 10 years. Through the 10 years, you don't need to hear all those details. But suffice it to say that I was pretty much catapulted into recovery due to a very extreme circumstance. And I not only sought help in 12-step programs, but I also sought mental health help. I was hospitalized for 21 days in a rehab. After the rehab, I decided that I was not done with the help. I needed more help. So I decided to participate in a partial hospitalization program where I got extensive psychotherapy groups for 5 hours a day for 5 days a week. So I did this for 6 months, and it changed my life. It saved my life. I got mental health help there, and then I was getting spiritual help in the other side of things in a 12-step program. It's been 5.5 years since I've been sober, and since these events took place in my life, I got a job at the hospital where I got sober at as a peer support specialist. And from there, I went to school and I became a certified alcohol and drug counselor, which is what I do now. I feel like I'm called to this work, and I love what I do. I love helping other people. But more recently, I've been feeling a different kind of calling. And what that is, to me, is that I need to be helping more people. I feel like I need to be on a bigger stage, on a larger scale. I need to reach more people. My story is very woman-centered. There's a lot of addiction. There's a lot of abuse. There's an assault in my story, and it's a very powerful story. I have spoken a few times, and through those speaking experiences, I have received quite a lot of positive feedback, and this is something that I feel like I'm really called to do right now, and I would love to pursue it. So, what I am looking for right now is grants so that I can pursue this career choice, so that I can get out there on a larger scale and reach more women and tell them my story. My story is one of hope, one of overcoming. I was able to face my attacker, my assailant, in court and put him in jail, which to me is a win-win because he's not hurting anybody else. And I did what I needed to do. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. But with the help of other strong women in my life, I was able to muster up the courage to face him in court and say what I needed to say. And, it was a very cathartic experience. And I'm very glad that I did it. So I have a lot of things like that, overcoming trauma, overcoming fear. And the theme really that I'm trying to get across is we don't have to live in survivor mode anymore. It is possible to live again. And, I had been in survivor mode since I was 4 years old. And my whole entire life was survivor mode. And it wasn't until after I had that experience in the courtroom and I was speaking with a friend of mine that I realized that, oh my gosh, I'm living. Like, I have a life. I'm happy. I have a job I love. I have friends who support me. My kids talk to me, love me. I have a relationship with my mom and my siblings, and, I have a life. I'm living. So, that's the message I want to get across to people, get across to the women in my life, that it is possible to come out of survivor mode and to actually live. So that's me. That's my story. I wanted to just say a little quick hello and let you know what I'm all about. So thank you so much for listening.